as sometimes happens in deep prayer, especially in the context of the night of spirit. When there is surrender, then suffering, one's personal suffering, is not really suffering anymore. It's suffering that leads to wisdom when it's accepted. And wisdom transforms suffering into I won't quite say joy, but it gives it a meaning that takes away the resistance, so that one sees a value to suffering that is well, godlike. That is to say, it's the occasion to manifest the love of God to a similar extent that the love of God has manifested itself, especially in the Christian tradition, of taking on and identifying with the sins of the world when one doesn't have to, as a sign of love and with healing or redemption as its purpose. Thus we read in Paul that he who knew not sin was made sin. And he further explains that matter in Philippians when he writes that Christ did not regard being God as something to cling to. That's a statement that ought to shake everybody up who has attachments that they don't feel quite ready to give up. In other words, out of love and out of service, out of a need for expressing the infinite compassion, the divine love, gave up all the privileges and delights of being God, at least in the incarnation. This is one way of looking at it among many theologians today. It's an overwhelming expression, and it's not just a sacrifice here and there, but a whole life of at least alienation in the sense of the enjoyment of the divine life that was due to Christ in view of his divine nature. The suspension of that expresses what might be called a love beyond love. In other words, a love that is sacrificing itself beyond anything we can imagine, a divine death to divinity itself, at least temporarily.